Welcome to the Making of Me podcast, where we explore the defining moments that shape extraordinary people into who they become. This is Reverend Amitha Khema, Buddhist monk, mindfulness teacher, Buddhist chaplain at George Washington University. What she Reverend Khema now. Most was the sobering realization that he was wasting his life in an unfulfilled right race. A recognition that forced him to break free from a path he didn't choose, from a path he hadn't chosen, and define an entire new one. That decision to step away from conventional eventually led him into ordained monastic life, now into a mission of teaching thousands to find the same clarity and freedom he once had to fight for himself. Ramat, it's really a pleasure and honor to be on the show.
First of all, thank you for inviting me, Mebini. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure having you here. Ramat, before the ordination, how were you as a young man caught in what you call an unfulfilled rat race? And what did that life actually look like day to day?
Yeah, so actually, I was studying back then. I was learning chemistry and then science in my stream. So when I was learning and those things, and it was like, that we learn and then we do learn and we want to have a job. So then if after that, after having a job, it's like our marriage life, and then there are so many different things we have to do in our life, but there is no fulfillment like right after other, one after another. But no one say that, okay, I'm graduated, I have degree, now I'm fulfilled. No one says so, no one say like I'm married and I'm fulfilled. So it's like living a life where you don't feel fulfilled, just running as you want.
Yeah, a life of running from one state to the other. It's as though the more you keep running, the more you're chasing, keep running. And you just have to keep chasing to that other to catch it. And I think this is really lovely of analyzing it out. So can you recall the specific moment you realized you were simply wasting your life rather than living it intentionally?
Yeah, actually, it was like, that we had our advanced level classes. It's like I have to, it's the exam we face to go to the university in there. So when we do the advanced level, it's like it's not a small thing. Like we need to learn physics, chemistry, and biology, and we work hard and like that in the ordinary levels I had the full marks, and it's like that the full marks, like we say, it's like 8 A's. So I wanted to have the better results in my advanced levels also, since it's hard and we are like, I always need that the perfect results. So while I'm committing myself, there were time that it's like that question arises, why I'm doing this, and what's the purpose, and what's the final goal, and what's the real happiness we can gain from this. So then during the intervals of our chemistry class, our teachers start to talk about philosophies and the things. Then I decided, okay, how about shifting the life from they're trying to be someone related like a doctor or so, to find a meaning of life. So that was I can say that's the exact times and maybe the days which changed my mind and my path.
Yeah, that was really a whole lot having to be studying chemistry, biology, and other stuff. And when he dived into philosophy, so I concluded that, I think there's something I want to keep myself wholly onto. And it's really a whole lot out. So what was it about the rat race that felt so hollow, even though from the outside it may look like a normal, even successful life?
It's like thing that many have. So that it's like when we born into this world, after that our parents say that, hey, if you want to be happy, you have to play and you have to have fun, and when we're kids, and then say that after that breastfeeding and after those times over, hey, if you want to be happy, you have to go to preschool. After we go to preschool, they say that after the graduation, you have to go to the elementary school if you want to be happy. So after elementary school, no one is fulfilled, saying that if you want to be happy, you have to go to middle school. So after that, after the middle school, it's like asking, okay, if you really want to be happy, go to high school, but not a fulfillment. After that, the
Yeah.
college and then job, and no one say that I'm fulfilled, like right after, like once after another, like there is no fulfillment. So in that way, while we are doing so, we are decaying and we are closing to our last moments, like we are dying. And so when I think that
Yeah.
if this is the last moment of our lives, so then what we have done, we just went through like a race without any like a final goal. It's like it's a rat race. So what's the meaning of that?
Yeah, it's really a whole lot of having to from the day we've been born now, promising happiness at various stage. The more you keep chasing, the more the layer of responsibility and the more different things encounter here and there. So breaking free from a conventional path take real courage out. What did you fear losing most when you decide to walk away from it?
Yeah, so it was like when I see that there's a path on mindfulness and meditation, I thought that okay, if we can't fulfill our life by achieving something, if there's a way to be happy for no reason here and now. So when I heard and learned about mindfulness and meditation, that is the thing which changed my life, and that's what I wanted to do, and that's what I did after that.
Amazing, amazing. So what did the people around you, family, friends, and colleagues, says when you first decide to leave the rat race behind?
They never like it at all. So they said that at least finish the degree, go to the university, and after that do
Yeah,
whatever you want. No one liked that. It's like I'm doing something crazy. It's like I'm like putting myself in a danger in their point of view. And when we were young, actually, in their point of view, they made me right because that's their life experience and that's what they wanted. But in a teenage age, it's really, I mean, we are little, I would say, like slightly bit of radical. We don't want to just to believe when someone say, like parents say, we want to take a decision and see whether it's working for us or not. So I took my radical decision.
yeah, amazing. Having to kind of, I think it's the fact that the convincing of just finish first and you just say that, oh, I just have to make a pause here now rather than having to follow through the rules and their projections owing to what they went through when they were actually in that. So stepping away out from the unfulfilling space of life change your relationship with anger, urgency, and reactivity. The very thing you now teach about others so softly. How did you do that?
Yeah, so actually, this is something we have to realize within ourselves. So it's like mindfulness, it's like creating a pause and see what's going on in our life. So when we see what's going on in our life, we see what create rat race and what are the things arise in our mind to hurt ourselves. So some things like anger, these defilements and those negative types of things. So when we see it within ourselves, know how to how like instead of representing that, seeing it as a kind of a third person perspective, which we can say like a metacognition. When we see that, we know that okay, being angry is a one option. There are the other options. Without
Yeah.
being angry, we can overcome from those situations. So when we learn and practice that, that helped us to, that helped me to, so understand anger like mind pictures and attachments. So that's why I'm teaching that, because it definitely helped to overcome from anger, because we can say that hey, don't be angry, don't hate that person, but if your mind asks you to do, you don't have a choice. So then we need to see why my mind asks for that. Then we can see there and we can cut off and we can change the path.
Yeah, realizing from the inside. It has to be from the inside. And I think this is really the key. So being ordained for over 15 years means this new path has been hard time to fully take root out. Looking back up, what did you understand now about the rat race that you couldn't see while you were still there inside of it?
Yeah, I think being a monk of 15 years, it's like knowingly or unknowingly, I was able to mature myself to experience the realities as it is. It's like people, no matter if they are getting old, maybe they are in their 60s, 70s, 80s, they see that they are not preparing themselves to the death or their last moments. But being a monk and practicing the life, it's like we already chosen to step down and see what's going on in the life. So it's like preparing ourselves to the reality. Being a monk, I think that's the most insightful thing I got, because while others struggling to be happy, we are trying to find, by doing something, we are like training ourselves to accept and be happy for no reason, no matter whether we receive a compliment, whether we receive a criticism or whatever. So what happiness or unhappiness, what others say, we can see it, we can train ourselves to be beyond that, where you can be happy for no reason. So that's what I say, that the my 15 years of experience.
Yeah, 15 years. This has really been amazing. And also, do you see yourself in a stress professional and student who come to you for mindfulness training? People who may have been caught in their own version of the same rat race that you were caught up in.
Yeah. So there are so it's when people come, when they talk about stress, so that the most important thing we need to understand, that first we need to be the listener. Like they are not coming to get a solution. They just want someone to hear, and they want to feel that we are in their side. So when we show them that we understand them, we hear them, we can see what's going on in their life. So there are mainly two types of stress I have seen in people. One type of stress I have seen is that it's like quite anyone can see that this person is stressed. There's another type of stress. They are going through stress, but they don't realize they are stressed. It's like they are like they're having so much of wandering mind, and they are like having blackouts in their like memories and brain fogs and so things, but it does not sound like stress to them. They just used to live with that. So when someone comes to me, and when we teach them, what I usually do is I try to convince and show them that I'm in their side, and I hear them, and then we can see what's going on, and then gradually mindfulness will help them to improve this. Actually, they are doing it by themselves. What we are doing is we are bringing some tools for them to do that.
Yeah, creating the environment and the tools for them to do that. And the fact that, all they need is just a hearing ears while they figure out what the answer is in that moment. And this is amazing. And also, you often say that stories in our head are not always true. How does those stories create really emotional pain, even when they are false?
Yeah. So that's something we really want to understand, that when we angry, or when we show any sort of emotions or feelings to world beforehand, we in our mind believing a story, but that story made up, that story creating in our mind based on our past experiences and influence which we got from maybe our family, maybe our culture, so and so things. So maybe the way we learn about this world. So that means that what we are believing is a kind of a conditioned thing. So since we are believing that conditioned things, we have a mind, like we have a story in our head. That story lead to different emotions and feelings. So instead of just representing our story in our head, if we can train ourselves to see you are beyond that story. This story is created in your head because the influences and some other inputs which came to you. So that's why the other people believing a different story, they have got different inputs. So when we see that about ourselves and about others, beyond that stories, you can see that what's going on in this world rather than just reacting.
Yeah, when you get to know the pattern, you know those stories, it's easier for you to be able to catch yourself rather than reacting to it. Compared to when you don't know those stories, you just keep falling victim of what the projection is per time and being slave to what it's telling and what it demand of you to do differently. And this is really amazing. And also, why do people get angry in relationship, even with the people they love the most?
Right. Actually, we often get angry with the people we love a lot, not the people who do the real danger to us. I mean, we often get angry with our family and friends and people, even though we love them, not with the people creating huge stress in your life without even you knowing. So why it happens that anger arises? Anger means that something is not going on the way you want. So anger arises when someone challenge your expectations. So living as a family or in relationships, we have expectations from boundary wise even, and then like accountability wise, but that's all our conditions. The other person also has their own expectations and other their things. So when our expectations does not match with the reality, it comes as anger. So when we understand that, what we need to do is we want to say that where my mind is attached and what my mind picture which I am really attached. Before you reacting, it's better you to train yourself to put others' shoes and see the world what he's not, why he's not supporting my point of view, or why he's not accepting my expectation. So then we see why what's coming from my end, what's comes from the other end. So rather than just showing anger, we can bring a healthy communication, right communication, and we can let go the old miscommunications and misunderstandings. So that's what we need to do on that.
Yeah, anger really comes from those who you love, your loved ones and your close friends and your relative, not from those who are far away. And yeah, you must get to understand the whole of basics for you to find out, put a balance to it. And this is really amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. So your evaluation now, evaluation data shows that striking result of 82% of participants reporting relief from depression, anger dropping down to near zero. So what do you think make the practice so effective compared to other approaches?
Yeah, so because instead of asking them to be positive and let go anger, what we do is we bring them to their own present moment. When they're being present, no one can be angry without they knowing. They just bring them to this moment and present moment, and they are to breathe and they to feel this moment. So when they are being in this all the things which related to anger fading away from their life, and they feel so much of ease and happiness. Again, why so? No one can be angry in this moment. Talk to anyone who's about angry. They are bringing a reason from past. Past mean a moment before this, like mean even a second before this moment. So everyone angry about something has happened in the past. So when we teach them to be in this moment, how can they be angry? So when there's no anger, they feel relaxed. They feel less stressed. They feel so much of calmness within themselves.
Yeah, amazing. You bring them back to the term. So they could see things in a broader light compared to them being angry and not know what it on that. This is really amazing. And can meditation really change the way we react to stress, conflict, and emotional trigger, or is it more about managing the after?
Meditation definitely help, because meditation teach you to see about the same thing in different perspective. Meditation improves your insight and wisdom. So because of that, you will be a person who's less likely to feel anger as usual. Meditation improves your wisdom, insight. So then you are not the same person as you used to be. So then definitely it helps. And that's the right tool if you really want to overcome from sufferings.
Yeah, meditation helps greatly into the fact that it make you see the same thing in a broader light and being able to kind of have a wider range of data, know what you could do differently compared to when you didn't actually more like had to do it. So lastly, if someone is listening now and feel overwhelmed by stress or relationship problem right now, what is the simple step they can start today?
Yeah. So just train your attention to stay connected to this moment. Just be mindful and take a couple of deep breaths, and that's enough as a start. Why? Whenever you try to think something related to that problem, you are stressing you more. But when you just bring this your mind to this moment, it will ease your Like it will release your stress and you will feel that you are far better than what you are at the moment.
Yeah, train your attention to the present moment. This is amazing. Once again, it's really a pleasure having you on the show. So from all this, we would love to connect with you, reach out to you, and follow you whether to come around for various programs. On how can they reach out and where is the best path for?
Yeah, I think if you are nearby DME area, DC, Maryland, Virginia, so you can join our meditation program. There are like 500 or so meditating with us monthly. So, and if you are joining from other parts of the country or from the world, so the best program, I believe that the Stress-Free Thursday, it's a Thursday online meditation. And time 8 to 9, like a 50 or so group of people regularly comes together and meditate and ask questions and improve their mindfulness. It's like middle of the week, you are finding a tool to relieve the stress. So you can find those details in our website. Yeah. So anyone welcome to come and join with us and sit and meditate, no matter whether you are a beginner or intermediate.
Yeah, thank you so much, Amitha Khema. And from all those who love to reach out, check the show notes. You see the link to that of the website. And thank you for showing us that recognizing a life is unfulfilling isn't a failure. It's often the first honest step towards something far more meaningful. From a young man realizing he was caught up in an empty rat race to a monk and teacher helping thousands find clarity and peace. Yeah, I prove that breaking free from the wrong path is sometimes the bravest things a person can do. Once again, it's a pleasure and honor to have you on the show, Rebecca.